What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Jello, and I am fresh off of recording the Also Largest video. Just wanted to get this one in because I could not wait to talk about this one. This is the reveal for the Brandt Gate start deck, Blitz Giga Mobile Ashuturm, and this is the set list, obviously. So we have our 5 cards outside of the main deck, our 4 rideline cards, and our 1 energy crest. And we have our 50 card main deck with all the vanillas and our Persona Ride copies, our PGs. Moving on. So first card we have here is Blitz Chief Mechanic Wharton. So we know that Welsh's got him working very hard. He's still the starter. Obviously, still does the same thing. So we're not going to go into it. But yeah, nice to see a familiar face. Next, we have Blitz Kilo Arm Beistand. Its ability is, when it is rode upon by grade 2, Blitz Megajet Revelio, search your deck for up to 1 Armored Supply Vehicle Pretiosa, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. And then during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Ashuturm in its card name, then it gets plus 5k. So this is the running trend for the second ability of all of the rideline grade 1s, and I guess it's okay. Pretty nice consistent power. I don't see people running more than 1 copy of any of the grade 1s for the ridelines. It seems like there are going to be more viable options to go with than just having the 13k, but I guess Bushy just put that in just so that, you know, people have options if they wanted it. Next, we have Blitz Megajet Revelio. So when this unit is rode upon by a grade 3 with Ashuturm in its card name, search your deck for up to 1 Armor Supply Vehicle Pretiosa, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So again, the Armored Supply Vehicle Pretiosa, and we'll get into what it does after we look at what the main grade 3 does in Blitz Giga Mobile Ashuturm. First ability, the same as all of the other grade 3 abilities, is the Counterblast 1 to search for a Persona Ride copy, add it to your hand, and it gets plus 10k, so it's 23k swing always. And its second ability is when it attacks a Vanguard, Energy Blast, who's one of your rear guards, and restand it. And that unit and this unit get plus 5k until end of turn. So it's a 28k baseline swing and gives you another attack. Even in a vacuum, I really like it. I was hoping that we would get Gundam packs, but this does give us just a simpler feeling Brandt Gate deck, and I think that is really good. It still has the order. It still has the order reliance, and we're going to see why it has that order reliance in a little bit. But at the same time, it is still very self-sufficient. Getting that extra attack is really good, and we're going to look at the energy consumption again. But yeah, it's just, the deck already feels very different. This deck just feels really classic Nova Grappler, and that's really the best alternative that I could have asked for, and I am completely fine with it. And now we're going to look at the support vehicle. So the Armored Supply Vehicle Pretiosa set order, and its ability for a Counterblast 1 is when your rear guard is restood by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Ashuturm in its card name, that unit that restood and your Vanguard get plus 5k until end of turn. So for each one of these vehicles that you have on the field, you are basically getting an extra 10k on Vanguard swing. So by the time you hit turn 3, when you restand your rear guard, that thing is getting plus 15k. And your Vanguard is at 38k. So not only is your Vanguard really big starting turn 3, so is the thing that it restands. And this puts it, I'd say, a little bit, just in a vacuum, I would say puts it above Also Largest right now, just because of this card. Arguably, this is one more piece of support that the Brandt Gate deck is getting that is revealed than any other deck that we have revealed so far. I think that this is the only one where we've had one more card revealed outside of the 4 cards that are already coming in the start deck. So this is really good. I worry for the shenanigans that will be happening in premium with this, and we know that people are definitely going to try this with Nova Grapplers and just keep ramping power, and that'll be very interesting to watch happen. Really good support. Honestly, this is my favorite deck right now. Of the 3 that have been revealed, this is number 1. I would put Triumph at a close number 2, and then Ocelot just kind of at number 3. And then again, that is just personal preference. I like rushing people, and I like numbers increasing when I stand things. So this is kind of checking all of my boxes here. And last but not least, we have the 4 cards we are getting in the start deck in their vanilla versions that we'll be getting effect versions of in DZBT1. So first we have first conformal transformation. So this is our, when discarded during ride phase, you may call it as rest. Looking really good there. Again, not sure if you want to run this. If there was a 6k option, I'd probably just take the 6k and bank on a trigger if I'm going second rather than have the rest, but at least in this context. But still a decent card. Next, we have Zinger Razor, and I think this is going to be a staple because when it stands by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Ashuturm in his card name, it automatically gains an extra 10k. So if you swung with this on turn 3, so you swing and you're going, yeah, let's say you're going first. You swing 10k by itself, it's still a 5k guard. You swing with Ashuturm next, you restand this, it's already 20k by itself. And then on top of the 5k that Ashuturm gives it and the extra 10k you'll be getting off of each support vehicle by turn 3, since the support vehicles grade 2, you can play 1 on turn 2 and then 1 on turn 3. This thing will be 35k by itself when it restands. So you could swing with a booster on the first attack, make it a little bit more difficult, and then restand it and still have a very substantial number on that restand. And if you're playing fronts, then obviously that number is just going to go even higher. That's one thing that I didn't mention earlier with Pretiosa, but each time that you put one down, you are at minimum giving your field an extra 10k boost. So those are things that are really good to look at, especially when you're going into matchups where your opponent doesn't have many hand cards and you're just peppering them down with getting Pretiosas and just slamming them down. You could probably run solid Sturmers in this deck and be fine. It's a 15 and then you restand it, and then as long as you're playing orders, you're able to search and stuff. So definitely a lot of things you can look at. But just in the case of Zinger Razor, it's a really good starting point for the deck just because, again, of how much power it gets on each swing. It's a little bit smaller. Solid Sturmer is 10k less, but 5k more on the first swing. So that's one thing to put into consideration as well. And obviously, Solid Sturmer does let you search top 5 for a set order every time you play one. So that is really good. Next, we have Blitz Chaser Ravfen. When this unit boosts, if it is the third or more battle of this turn, CB1 Energy Blast 2, draw a card. This unit gets plus 5k. So again, it's the it's the CB1 EB2 does something for a for plus 5 and a draw. And then last but not least, we have Synthesis Genius Maybe. So her ability is, this unit is discarded from your hand during ride phase, you can Soul Blast 2 to draw a card. And that is it. I am just going to get something very quickly. Okay, so I just copied the energy chart from the Ocelot list because as there is no energy ramping, the energy count is going to be the same. So going first is definitely not something you want to do with this deck unless you think you can finish it in the first 3 turns. If you heavy blitz these first 3 turns, I think that you can end this game you can end games pretty quickly. just because if you're at grade 3, let's see, considering looking at just looking at the probability of how much power you will have on the field. Let's say you have nothing on the field turn 2. Let's do it this way. So you have nothing on the field turn 2 except for your Vanguard. And then turn 3, you call just this. Yeah, you call just this. So I'm going to put there. So we have open, Vanguard, rear guard. Our rear guard would swing for 10k, and then our Vanguard would swing for 23. Energy blast force for the 1 restance. That's our energy consumption here. And then we are able to restand the rear guard. The rear guard goes from 10k to 35k, and our Vanguard goes from 23k to 38k. So those numbers are pretty big. And that is only if you call one thing down. You go from 10k, you go 10, 38, 35. And those are pretty annoying numbers early, especially if the format isn't fully developed yet. So as long as you're playing aggro, you can definitely end games quickly with this, and I can see support just getting more power, and we might be able to get restanding grade 1s, or maybe even a restanding grade 0 if something restands in the same column as the unit due to Ashuturm. Maybe it can restand, and who knows what we can get from there. But that will be really interesting to see. Going second, again, is sort of the same thing. You just get more chances to be able to do this. And then once you start persona riding, the numbers just get even more annoying because you're adding an extra 30k to the front row and an extra 10k in overall power throughout the turn because one rear guard is swinging twice. So that that persona ride power carries over to that other attack. So really, really fun. This is the fun thing about multiple attack decks and persona ride, especially with this, with Pretiosa. Oh my goodness, you don't even need to do anything. You just have to ride twice and you get half of the copies into your hand before you're even like able to use it. So it's really, really good. I'm very much looking forward to playing this deck on release. This will probably be my #1 deck, and yeah, I'm excited for it. Are you guys excited for it? Let me know down in the comments. Of the 3 that are left, we have Lyrical, Stoicheia, and Keter. I think we're getting Keter next. I'm pretty sure we're getting Keter next. So I'm interested in that as well. Looks like we're going to get some kind of angel feather-like thing, but given how this one went, I could be completely wrong. So let's see what happens. I am very happy with our repainted gold rutile. And yeah, I have no complaints. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down for discussion. If you want to talk about anything, I'm always down for conversations. And yeah, let your friends know if you think they'll enjoy what we got going on. And just some updates. I am still working on Craig Cross Epic episode 1, doing re-recordings. I have had a cold for a little bit, so that's kind of why everything slowed down, but things are still chugging along. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, thank you so much for watching.